Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series on machine learning. As we know, machine learning has three main types: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. We have already learned about supervised learning and unsupervised learning, and today we are going to learn about reinforcement learning. So, let's get started. The main idea behind reinforcement learning is based on rewards and negative feedback or penalties. Suppose a system performs an action and receives a positive feedback, positive reward for it. It learns that this action lead to good outcome and is more likely to repeat the behavior in the future. On the other hand, if the action leads to a negative outcome or penalty, the system learns that this action was not a good choice or may avoid it in the future. So, the basic idea of reinforcement learning is the system learns from the outcomes of its actions and improves its behavior over time. So, basically, it's a reward based system. Let's understand this with a simple example. Suppose a mother asks her child a question. If the child gives the correct answer, the mother gives the child their favorite chocolate. Now, the child understands that giving the correct answer can lead to a reward. But suppose the gives an incorrect answer and does not receive the chocolate or receive negative feedback, right? So over time, child starts understanding which kind of behavior leads to a positive outcome and which does not. So, the child learns from the feedback received after each action, and this is the basic idea behind reinforcement learning. Now, let's take an example from a game. I'm sure most of us have played or at least seen the Mario game. Think about the first time you picked up the controller to play Mario. You probably did not know exactly how to play the game, right? So you started moving Mario forward, jumping, trying different buttons and exploring what happens. Sometimes you successfully moved forward or collected points, and sometimes you made mistake, lost a life or lost your progress. So slowly you started understanding, okay, if I do this, I get reward, and if I do this, I may lose a life or face a negative outcome. So you keep trying different actions and learn from the results, and over a period of time your performance improves and you become better and better at playing the game. Here, nobody gives you a complete sequence of actions saying first press this button, and then jump, right? So, you learn by trying, receiving feedback, and improving your next action. And this is a very good way to understand the basic idea of reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is not something that can be related only to humans or machines. We can also understand the concept through animals. Suppose you have a new pet dog and you are training it to perform a particular action. Whenever the dog performs the desired action correctly, you give it its a favorite food as a reward. The dog gradually learns that, okay, when I perform this action, I get my favorite food. So, if the dog does not perform the desired action, it may not receive the reward or may receive some negative feedback, right? So, over time, the dog learns which actions lead to a better outcome. So, the dog is learning through experience, actions, and the rewards or feedback it receives. So, this is another simple example that helps us understand the basic idea of reinforcement learning. So, through all these examples, we have seen one common idea. Whether we talk about a child or a game or a dog, the basic idea is that the system takes an action, receives feedback from the outcome, and gradually improves its behavior. Now we have learned about all three types of machine learning. Let's quickly understand the basic difference between them. So in this type, we have data along. We have we in this type of. I am saying this. So in this first type, we have data along with correct answers or labels. The model learns from this label data and uses the learn pattern to make predictions on new data. So that is first type. Second type is we have data, but we do not have predefined correct answers or labels, right? The system tries to discover patterns, similarities, relationship, or groups groups within the data on its own. This is second type. And the third type is this. Here the system learns through interaction. It takes actions, receive rewards or negative feedback based on the outcomes, and gradually learns which actions lead to better results. So, in short, supervised learning learn from label data, unsupervised learning discover patterns in unlabeled data, and reinforcement learning learn through actions, feedback, and rewards. And this is all about the three different types. And with this, we have understood the basic idea of the three types of machine learning. Let's understand the technical idea of reinforcement learning. So, reinforcement learning is a type of machine learning in which an agent learns to make decisions by interacting with an environment and receiving rewards or penalties for its actions. But now the question is, who is agent? What is environment, right? So, what is agent? So, agent means a learner or a decision maker. The agent is someone who learns and then make the decisions. What is environment? The world in which the agent operates. And what is action? So what the agent chooses to do, that is called action. What is reward? The feedback the agent receives after taking an action. And what is state? The current situation of the agent. So here how it works. First, the agent observes the current state, takes an action, receives feedback from the environment, and then uses that experience to improve its future decisions. So if you want to remember reinforcement learning in one line, you can say the agent learns what to do by trying different actions and learning from the rewards or feedback it receives. So, this is the core technical idea behind reinforcement learning. So, that's it for reinforcement learning. We'll see you in the next lecture. Till then, bye bye. Take care.